Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on? What up, what up, what up? All you happy hashers out there, as you're all sliding on in, certainly smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You know what to do. Yo, what's going on? Hopefully, everybody has been having had a wonderful weekend and all that good stuff. What up, Crypto Badoo? Dropping that FA in his house. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on, my dude? Long time no see. Sorry about the delay of videos and stuff like that. You know, got one of those jobs trying to figure out my scheduling and everything like that. So I'm kind of thinking this is about when I'd like to start streaming from this point forward with my job and everything. Of course, the only thing that would be the monkey wrench in there is if I have to work until about this time. And then it will make it longer because I've still got to get home, clean up, all that good stuff. So, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful time as everybody's rolling on in. I know it's been forever and a day. I've been such a slacker about doing these videos and all of its good stuff. You know, since I got a job, I'm trying to, I'm using that as an excuse of why I can't do videos. I'm such a slacker. So definitely going to be, working on that one because, guys, I'll tell you what, I really do miss doing, this. I love doing the streams. I'm just gonna say it, dude. It's like my hangout session with you guys while I'm doing like research and it's like stuff that I've looked into and I'm like, God, why? Or, oh, that's kind of cool. Whatever it may be. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive right on in. Let's see if I remember how to press these buttons over here. Bam. So, of course, my favorite little free, the Wi-Fi, live streaming. You are live. I'm live streaming here, just getting off of work. um, so as we are, I go into these. Every once in a while I look at this, and since I've been working, I look at this even less. I just dollar cost average, and don't even think about it. Just set it and forget it, right? So here is the S&P 500, kind of been trading out nominally sideways. It is a big market, so you don't expect to see big movements in here. As you can see, they've also taken off that sweet Bitcoin off the top list ticker up here. They are now it's not in trend right now. It's not popular right now. People getting into it would be, losing money potentially, or they could be sitting there going, buy the dip, right? So NASDAQ's doing all right. A lot of these ones right here, these are like bigger markets. So you're not going to see huge potential movements in here. You get into the stocks on everything. That's where you get a little bit more volatility because you're dealing with individual markets. Apple's doing, it's trading out sideways. Yo, what up, Dakota Miner? What's up, my dude? What up, what up? Amazon, since the pandemic, it is definitely off of its peak. But, they're still doing pretty good otherwise. Alphabet, known as Google, kind of trading out sideways. I don't think their market really doesn't fluctuate a whole lot because it's dependent on everybody else utilizing and paying for it. So same thing with like Meta platforms or Facebook. You're not going to see huge swings with them because of the fact that they are so dependent on third party. It's a platform. There are platforms that work like that, but whenever markets take a downturn, their stock is an immediate reflection of that downturn because of it. So everything in there is just kind of relative to how the economy's working. Tesla's finally stopped like dropping like a rock. They've been trading out sideways. Microsoft doing Microsoft things, trading out sideways. Crypto, we know that crypto has been all over the place. That Bitcoin coming up and down, but has been definitely on the downside. Have been ripping onto the downside as of lately. So what you're looking at since the 10th, Bitcoin has been just dropping out like a rock. But whenever you sit there and you really look at it, and you zoom out, right? If you take away the FTX crash down in here, right? This is that little valley from FTX. We can all agree that this is FTX and Alameda, right? If you looked at the trend right before it snapped down, that's where, I kind of put that little golden line down here, right? Now, I can sit there and now extend this because, I didn't know how far I needed to draw this out. But we wick down below that trend line. And we've done it multiple times here. Basically, if you want to take FTX and add that in, that's 1, 2, 3. So, or 3 here, 4 here. Now we just broke out from right below it. Now we can sit there and trade out sideways again, and we can sit there and play in this bigger channel way here. See, where I have this red line at, this is where like the median average of Bitcoin price should be at. So if we were to sit there and crash down to 18,973 right now, that would be actually pretty decent for where Bitcoin price on the median average should be. If I take it for today, if it were to crash down to this line right now, we'd be at 18,762. I'd look at that as just buying the dip. Some people would freak out. I hope none of you guys would be. This would be like a buying opportunity. That's just my opinion of things. Of course. But am I bearish on the whole market? No. It's one of those things that when you start zooming in on the big picture here, and now I got everything rolled out to the day. So you can tell I don't day trade. I don't swing trade. I just kind of look at, see what the temperature of the water is. Right now, the water's kind of hot here. We've done a golden death cross here where the 200-day moving average is crossed down. So it's got a lot of momentum to still kind of spike out. Can we go down a little bit lower? Of course. I would rather see it find ground floor, find stability, ride out, and potentially come back up. Anytime that you see a little bottom out, it's going to be followed by some kind of recovery. If not, it will roll over the rest of the way. And that's what they'll consider a dead cat bounce, where it does its like little lip edge and then just falls flat on its face and tumbles the rest of the way down. Even if that happens, I'm still very, very much bullish. It's just a buying opportunity, in my opinion. I think that Bitcoin could go down a little bit lower. It's just hard to say how much momentum the market has right now after a significant drop off. It did wick down to 24,682 and then pulled back up. So there is a lot of buyers in this market range. So kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, we can all say, oh, Elon Musk sold. It's like, who cares? Bitcoin's going to do what Bitcoin does. He's not a Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor starts selling, he can affect the market. You're not going to see Elon Musk sit there really affect the market like that. I'm just saying. Just saying. Uh, it's not going to be catastrophic. I think if there was a sell off from Elon Musk, I think we're done dealing with it. It's going to absorb it, and we should recover here. That's just my thoughts on it. Just my thoughts. I believe that with from here, I think we could sit there and say that this might be a potential ground floor. We basically held a line, held an average about at the 26,183 level. So this could be a potential buying in situation for a recovery. If so, that'll be awesome. That'll be very awesome. But that's just how the markets will be moving. I don't pay attention to it enough to really be like I'm a guru of trading or something like that. If I'm going to sit there and I'm holding off going, you know what, well, I want to see a good time to buy in, and it's like if I get paid, I'm going to be looking at it and going, it's still kind of dropping. I'll hold off until it stops dropping. I want to know that the big move is done. Even if I miss the absolute bottom, in my opinion, I don't care about catching the falling knife, right? Who cares about that? It's just a matter of, did the market stop dropping? Are you near where it bottomed out at? If you are, you're winning, in my opinion. But who am I? I'm just a boob tuber. So, I mean, that's all that I look at. It's like if Bitcoin's on the rise, I'm not going to care about my dollar cost average. I'm just going to go and throw it in there and watch it take off, right? But whenever it's making a lower end move and prices dropping, I'll hold off. It's just smart money. It's like Axel classified poor knife. Nice. Oh, too funny, too funny. That is awesome. Poor knife. Nobody cares about catching the knife. It's like, not if it's gonna cut you, man. Sometimes it hurts. I don't like it. I don't like it when it hurts. But yeah, I mean, like, is this gonna mean that it's gonna stop moving from here? That much I'm not sure of. That's why I don't do trading, because you're just trying to take the average market and trying to guess which way its next movement's gonna be. There are indications that this might be the printed bottom, and this could be a potential buy-in potential. How much of a recovery are we going to see from here? It's hard to say. Hard to say, right? So. And some interesting news. Let's get out of the price action. We're all here for the hardware stuff. So, NVIDIA BIOS unlocked, opening endless possibilities. I'm a little sketchy of trying to do this with any of my really expensive GPUs that but basically, according to this article here from Tech Power Up, software engineers and modders have begun to bypass NVIDIA's BIOS mismatch restriction through the discovery of a backdoor. Dun, dun, dun. So, this is actually kind of an interesting one. Keith, the developer of NV Flash, has successfully identified a mismatch bypass backdoor from NVIDIA firmware flashing tool. This capability enables flashing software to attempt firmware on a wide range of GeForce GPUs. As an illustrative example, Keith suggests it might be possible to flash a 3060 BIOS onto a 4090. Now, why would you want to do that? That would be beyond me. But the ability to be able to do that and see what it actually recognizes in hardware, kind of interesting. Would you brick it immediately if you put the wrong stuff on there? I would be kind of I'd be kind of leery about doing certain things. Maybe putting on, if I had like a 3090 Asus, maybe flashing on the EVGA BIOS onto my 3080, and this way I have the EVGA overclocks on here working with an Asus. That would be actually kind of interesting. So NVIDIA's BIOS signature lock had effectively prevented alterations to the firmware thanks to the new BIOS verification method employing an on-die security chip called Falcon. However, the tools created by Keyfin Val created the OMG vFlash now provide separate solutions to bypass these limitations effortlessly. The complete bypass of the BIOS signature checks permitted cross-flashing of firmware without restrictions. So the features, Turing, RTX 2000 series, down to GeForce GPUs have fully cross-flash abilities now. Subsystem vendors to cross-flash abilities. As long as the power headers are identical to the Bello 2000 series, it will adapt on the 3000 and 4000 series. As long as no customs to the ICs or the voltage control modifications exist, 3000 series plus series. The usage of these versions without a ringback server check, without minimum requirement version check. EPROMs like ISSIs or situations where the DGPU on laptops are similar. So, I mean, like literally, this has absolutely unlocked the NVIDIA GPU lineup for whatever BIOS you want. Just be wary that you run the risk of bricking your graphics card by doing this. So if your graphics card has dual BIOS ability, dual boot BIOS ability on there, a little safer. At least you get one shot if you brick it, right? But as long as I would think that as long as you're not trying to bring the BIOS out of its family too far, I'm sure that a lot of it will work. Now, will it be? How can I put it? Would it be stable? Hard to say. And stability might mean that it might glitch out and stuff like that. We're not talking about like how AMD, if I've got a 6600, I can BIOS flash the XT variation onto my 6600, right? And basically upgrade my stuff through BIOS because they're essentially the same hardware. They're talking about, maybe being able to put, if I've got a 3080, put the 4080 BIOS onto my 3080. And how stable is that going to be? Am I going to get all the perks of the NVIDIA new variation of ray tracing? Would that ray tracing even work on an older hardware? Did they do anything really different, or did they just do this all in software? Because like basically the way that they did the gamers with all this 3000 series is that a lot of that 3000 series and 4000 series was an uptick through software, not so much through hardware. The hardware was pretty decent with the 3000 series, so it kind of masked this. Now that there's such a small little jump in the 40 in the 4000 in the 40 series now, right? Now they're doing it all with software, and a lot of people are being disappointed with this feature that NVIDIA has brought on with their latest series. So if it's all being done in software, can you put it onto the older hardware? That would be a pretty decent question. 3050 to a 3090, come on. I know that would be it would be interesting to do something like that for sure. What up, Sadie? Dropping that FA. Like my philosophy, good month. Heck yeah, Dakota Miner. Never financial advice. Never financial advice. I will agree. Um, so pretty interesting. I'm gonna watch some of the get a hold of some of the people that I know that mess around with the software like this, and see where they tell me where the limitations are on this. At what point are you bricking your card? If you do brick it, can you recover it? You know, can you just reflash it with the original BIOS back on there and all as well? Or is it lost forever if you put the wrong one on there and it hiccups and has a heart attack and poops itself? So kind of be careful with that. Let's see here. Go on to the next thing. Yeah. And of course, we've got the latest from the ARC GPU drivers, the ARC A380 GPU clocks. So according to the new firmware update, which is the part of the newest GPU drivers, actually changes the GPU clock of the Intel entry-level model now. Yo. Download more FPS, guys. Yeah, buddy. New update will unlock a little bit more performance on the ARC A380 ARC 380 GPU. Take note of the latest drivers as they bring several improvements. I'm hoping that it'll also give like some better control for overclocking. That was like one of my early complaints about the A380 with the Intel overclocking tool, was that it really didn't give me any control over what I was doing. Great to see a stream. Yep. I've just got to get used to my work schedule and being able to do this. And I will be back to doing all this. Wish they were competitive. Well, I agree with that, Axel. The reason why I will give them a pass on their ARC lineup is the fact that this is their first generation getting back into the arena. So to me, just stepping back into the arena is enough of being competitive. Now, are they going to be the go-to GPU? Maybe. They optimized it for the DX11 games now. It's like, yeah, exactly. I gave them the newbie pass, dude. They're the newbie, exactly. And for them just coming out, getting back into the arena, I really don't see them doing a horrible job, right? They brought together a GPU out to market. Yeah, it was lackluster to drop. I got it early on myself, and I will agree that it was very lackluster of a GPU to be running. Now that it's been there they've got it out there, they've got their drivers refined a lot better. They've got a lot more data coming in for what they need to improve on, and they're not only not making excuses for their lackluster launch on this, but they've got their head buried down and going to work, and they've been cranking out updates as they get the information, as they learn where their shortcomings are with their drivers. So ultimately, the hardware seems to be pretty sound. They've got to get a handle on how they're implementing the software for their hardware. That's all I see. I believe that when they get to the Battle Mage editions, I bet you they're going to have a lot more refining. I think they will sit there and wait until this is refined and they're able to get the maximum amount of performance out of each one of the products before they roll out with the Battle Mage. And if they take that route, which is what I think they're doing, because some of the developers for the the Arc GPUs are world-renowned overclockers. So with that being said, I would think they would want to push the limitations on here before they go, you know what, we need to update this because we finally hit the brick wall after all this stuff. So I that's just my suspicion. I could be wrong. If any of you guys are watching this after the video drops, fillet me in the comments down below. Hate on me. Put the reasons why you're hating on it. But I do think that Intel is gonna sit there and they're just building up steam. So they released a product, and now they're sitting here going, well, what if we do this to it? Well, if you do this to it, oh my God, we found all this freaking performance on it. Where was this at? You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of my thoughts on this. I know the new fuse die, the 5 nanometer looks really cool. Yeah, buddy. So I think they've got some stuff, some tricks under the table that they just need to get used to the software integration with everything, which is something that they haven't done for a while. So I give them the newbie pass, and because they're working on it, I definitely will continue to kind of look at them for future updates. I've got, like I said, I got an Arc A380. I might set up a little Windows machine here and plug it all in and set up a little test bench over here, do some test benching with it and see what kind of performance we can push out of it. I've got a really nice, good capture card and all that good stuff, so I can give you all that good data live. Kind of cool that I can sit there and do all of with the capture card. I ended up splurging and got a really nice one. It's like it can do for like 4K and stuff. I don't want to push out 4K. That's a lot of resource. So you guys are just gonna deal with my 1440p because it's easy for my system to output that. But yeah, this stuff looks pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna keep on taking a look at all this stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All that good stuff. And if you guys haven't checked this out, we won't see it right off the bat. I guarantee you this right now, right? But AMD to be releasing the 6750 GRE Golden Rabbit Edition. Dun dun dun. I know, data compression. I know it's a lot for the Threadripper. I mean, my Threadripper right now could probably handle it, but it's just a lot of resource. It bogs my computer down just a little bit. Output in 4K. It can do it. It's just not very happy. If I upgrade it into the second gen Threadrippers, those would be able to handle the data compression from output in 4K. No problem. But we've got reports that China indicated they'll be releasing another GRE edition exclusively for the Chinese market, which means that we'll end up seeing them secondhand on like eBay or Alibaba, AliExpress. Be careful where you're looking at these. If you're looking to grab one of these bad boys, make sure that it is completely legit and you're not getting ripped off. This isn't the first Golden Rabbit Edition GPU from AMD. Just last month, AMD unveiled the 7900 GRE, an exclusive offering tailored to the Chinese DIY market, albeit it unveiled in pre-built systems outside of China. So kind of just be careful. some people have been talking about chatting with some of the people from Yeston, and that Yeston is currently the only AIB partner authorized by AMD, and the only company in China. Then, so be careful where, who they're saying is doing everything. That's just some of the releases of it. So the Golden Rabbit edition, none of the information's been released out. I do know that the 7900 Golden Rabbit edition did fall at the bottom of the 7900 product stack. So kind of figured that the GRE is going to be a lower tier than the 7600 XT. It's not going to be the higher end model, at least from the way that the 7900 Golden Rabbit edition released out on it. That it was below the XT and the XTX editions, a little higher than the 7900 non-XT, right? So that's kind of where it's like a baller base model card. So, well, depending on the pricings on it, if the price is right on them, then it's not so bad. DCP verified, 10 cent equal Yeston. All right, there you go. There you go. So probably looking at like a $300 to a $400 card, if you're able to get your hands on them. So I mean, that's just kind of where I'm guessing it's going to be at. And bam. Coinbase is getting permission to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum futures, so they're going to be allowing gambling on Coinbase. Yep, they've got permission to gamble on Coinbase all they want. They're going to be very pleased to know that they're going to be offering a garbage regulated derivative product through Coinbase Financial Markets, alongside their spot market for a seamless experience, subject to the oversight of the CFTC and the NFA. So I mean, it's just like legal jargon for basically they've been approved to be offering the futures derivative product on here. Not that it's going to be good product for you to get involved with, but it's going to make them a lot of money. If you see somebody that's pleased to announce something, they're pleased to make the money off of it too. So just kind of be careful with that if you're wanting to get involved with it. There might be cheaper options than going directly through Coinbase. I'm not sure if their futures derivatives, if they're going to be charging a premium on them or not, or would going to Grayscale still be a better option for if you're wanting to get into the futures market. But it will bring some extra eyeballs onto Coinbase. It will bring extra trading over there. Could this be a positive for the market? Maybe on the short term, it'll get a little bit of excitement back into the market really quickly. At least try to kill off the bear market maybe, but I don't think that being offered just on Coinbase is going to pull it around like that. There are a lot of people that have left the market, and hard to say it, at what point will they come back in. So it's just how I'm looking at the overall market with how they're going to be doing the futures market with it. Interesting that they're going to be offering it with Ethereum. Considering that Ethereum is just basically kind of flatlined on what they're doing. They aren't going to get much excitement on their platform directly at this point. It became a know nothing sandwich to the entire market, and nobody. It's like now that they've gone the proof of stake and showed that they have issues still, and that it was not polished enough before they forced it out onto the market. And I think the market just kind of has lost a lot of interest into the Ethereum base itself. I still sit there and it's like, even when I go onto the Ethereum dev meetings, they're like almost nobody watching them anymore. Like, boring market. Yeah, buddy. It's like you had a few projects that delivered what they were trying to build, and it didn't help anything. It didn't change anything. So now what? But what's going on, Crypto Paper Route? What's up, my dude? What's up? What's up? And then we also have renewable energy Bitcoin mining company powering up in Sweden, guys. That one's actually kind of an interesting one. That they're going to be Sweden has welcomed a hydro-powered Bitcoin mining data center. Genesis Digital Assets Limited, a mining and data center company with over 400 megawatts of power generation worldwide, has opened up a new data center in Sweden, driven by the country's Burgonian renewable energy surplus. Stagnant energy, you're not going to use it, let Bitcoin come in and do it. The new operation is located far north of Sweden, with the hydropower dominated the grid. Founder and the executive president of GDA told Cointelegraph that the new data center is located near Porjus hydroelectric power station. I hope I said that right. I probably did not. Given the proximity of the hydro power station, they expect all of the electric consumption to be powered by renewable energy. You get yourself close enough, you can damn near guarantee it. If it isn't, it's like margins, right? So the total capacity of the data center will be about 8 megawatts, and is expected to result in a hash rate of about 155 petahash per second. That is a lot of fucking machines. You're talking about 1,900 Bitcoin mining machines being deployed at that data center. So, man, I'd love to be able to get that, man. Me and Mikkel didn't even have like a half. We didn't even have a half a megawatt yet. We were doing everything off of like a quarter of a megawatt, if that, probably a little less than a quarter of a megawatt, with everything that we had running over at our facility. Like ethanol, coal, nuclear, all renewable, some faster than others. True that, Tech Man. True that. But if you can get it off of like hydropower, I mean, that's really the way to go. I mean, it's a lot cheaper to maintain because of the cheaper maintenance on the power itself. Hey, baby. No, I didn't even. I saw you called, but sure. Sorry, you caught me while I was live streaming. He was trying to find out if I wanted food. Hells yeah. How does one equate a megawatt per hour or per month? You're going to be per hour. It'll be how many it'll be the amount of used watts per hour. Well, how could I put that? Like it'll be added up over the course of a month for your bill. I mean, you're not. I mean, you're going to be using a like a million watts at least. You know, well, yeah, you would be. It would be per hour, basically. Yeah. He's like at 120 watts. That's 8,330 70s per hour. Yowzas. Well, you'd be running them at 240. So your amperage would drop a little bit, and you would be able to basically double that, because you're not going to be utilizing the amperage like that. $303 S19s, yeah, buddy. And I've got 4 big bad boys, and then I got a few of the old S9s. I mean, I could be sitting there running some good Bitcoin numbers. Check out it's like I remember the Mars landers, but I mean, you could sit there and check out like Grid Seed Miner, the older Bitmain Bitcoin A6 from back in the day. They weren't like horrible. I mean, for today's standards, sure. Immersion setting for Noctua fans, and gonna try to throttle it to 300 watts. Nice. Like, I ordered some stuff from IS9. Finally. Nice. That'll be a really nice upgrade if you can actually drop it down. Well, I mean, if I was gonna be doing immersion with it, I mean, if you got an immersion, I mean, you might as well let it you don't even need the fans on there, and just let it eat the power. L3 Plus on the same PSU. It's like, no, air cooled. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're running a couple of units off of the power supply, yeah, you want to definitely throttle the hell out of it. Oh. You have to set it to the immersion so that you get the quiet fans. Nice. I didn't even know that. I've never really tried it. Yeah, I've never really tried it before, so damn. Good to know. How many watts can you run off of a 240 30 amp plug? You would be sitting right around 6,500 watts. And that would be your 80%, give or take. Like, Tech Man, I'm super stoked. Nice. I mean, I've pushed the limits on my 240 amp, 30 amp plug, but you gotta make sure that you know the wiring you're using. If your wiring is not rated, like there's one thing to like outperform your fuse, and then there's another thing of outperforming your wiring that the power is flowing through. So the wiring that like I use to my mining room right now is like Project Overkill. So basically my wiring is good for a 50 amp circuit. No problem. So with that being said, I can push the full 30 amps through it, and my limitation is going to be my plug itself getting too hot, or the amp getting the fuse getting so hot that it trips. Oh, nice, Crypto Bedell! Congratulations. Oh, you are right, Tech Man. 80 full wattage on 240 is 7,200 watts. 80% of that would be 5,760. So I was like 1,000 watts off. Again, I've got Project Overkill, and I forgot that. You are right, Tech Man. Thank you for the correction. 24 amp max, depending on your wiring. Even if it's just the box Bedell, it's still pretty easy to put a 240 plug in there with a 240 meter. They're not expensive. I know, Tech Man, and that stuff was really expensive for a spool. 10 gauge. Get yourself some 10 gauge power lead on there. You know your Project Overkill. The only thing that stuff sucks at is trying to like get it to bend and turn a corner so it can go up into a piping into the floor. Your brother ran 10 gauge for 20 amp for a 20 amp run. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hope he got a good deal on it. Jeez. That's beyond like Project Overkill. I mean, shit, even like 12 gauge would be Project Overkill still. That is hilarious. Holy cow. Oh my god. At least I got a good deal on the wiring that I ran to my mining room. And it's like all professionally installed into the box, feeding up into it properly. So it's like it's the only thing that's a little janky is that I didn't like inset the box, but I have it like it can be inset really easily into the floor. Baltic Pro. Jeez, 120 a sheet. Jesus Christ, bro. That's expensive. That's what I did, Tech Man. It's like it's 600 volt stuff, dude. And even that stuff was still a pain in the ass to bend in the conduit because it's so thick still. But worth it. Totally worth it. Like, heck yeah, my panels are 480 volt. Nice. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, Crypto Paper Route. I mean, is it for an audio? Because, like, I used to run double aught zero freaking for audio wire. But if you're sitting there running more, how does it go? Like, you can get thicker gauge copper and still have it stranded, and it will flow more power with less resistance. If you sit there and you have thin gauge wiring in there, it will flow a little less amperage, but you've also got to worry about that 80% rule because it can sit there and just overheat the wiring. It'll become a weak point. Deadwood, shh, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting wabbit. Where that mofo? The Golden Rabbit Edition. If you missed it, bro. If you missed it, where is it? There it is. Follow the White Rabbit. What's going on, the Deadwood? I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Glad to see you still around, home skillet. I'm going to be getting up out of here very shortly here. Especially since the wifey just got home also. So does anybody got any other comments or questions before I head up on it? It's like, just pulled the heads on your car. Oh no. How bad were they? How bad was it? Was it carnage? Too funny, Deadwood. That job. Tech Man, your head goes right in the gutter with that one. But Blue cylinder 1 to chunks, just shiny. Damn. At least it was just at least you just washed out the cylinder. I've torched enough cylinder heads, and cylinder head gaskets. I've pulled studs before. That one sucks whenever that happens. When you pull a stud, that usually means that you stretch the block, and it needs to be redecked. It's like lucky so far, less than a quarter mile Oh, nice. At least you're able to limp it back home with no real carnage. Ooh, good to know, my man. Glad you made it home safe. And the car's hopefully able to be put back together very nicely. Usually when I go into a motor that far and it's mine, I usually sit there and I mill the heads a little bit, up that compression just a little bit, and it gets a new shiny camshaft. All right. I lost one stud on the exhaust port so far. If you're replacing one, replace them all and go bigger. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Go like one for fun, two to go, dude. I go. I mean, me personally, I go like at least two sizes over stock, and hold on here. Bell. Let's see here. We'll convert to a diesel. It looks like Isky Racing Cams has a camshaft for the 3.0s. But Isky Racing Cams, I mean, you can look at them. They might have something for you. And that's just me really quickly looking into it. I don't know. I mean, if you're just gonna leave it stock because you're gonna be converting it later on, that's fine too. Or you just, mill the heads down a little bit, get the compression up, leave the valve timing alone, and Feed it some nitrous. Yeah. Right, especially towards the end. Feed it some nitrous. Otherwise, you can do wet methanol injection. Wet methanol injection actually gives you some pretty decent performance and cools the motor down, so you're not running so hot, and it's not hard on the motor. That's cool. That is cool. Yeah, especially if you're wanting to do a Cummins. Yeah, save the money up for the Cummins. Get that beautiful 4-cylinder Cummins in there, and you'll be really happy. But then you're also going to be doing a suspension upgrade because those Cummins are heavier than all get out. Just saying. I'm not sure if it does either. It shouldn't actually. No, it wouldn't, because your timing guides would compensate for the low. You're talking about a very small amount, and your tension will take up the slack on that. So no, it wouldn't change your timing displacements in any way, shape, or form. Even with overhead valving. It does not make a difference. The only difference is if you take off so much that the chain tensioner can't like flex out to keep pressure on there. But because you're talking about bringing it down like such a small amount, it's not enough that the tensioner couldn't make up the difference. Mm. 5700 XTs. I just did a deal on 12 new for 1800. Bro, that's a steal, bro. That I would have done the same thing. Damn. That is a nice score, home dog. Got to figure out how to pay. How did he want to get those? Oh, too funny. Heck yeah. That is a nice score, home dog. Very nice score. With the mining market being so down, it's not unforeseeable to see some crazy deals. I wonder how far the market needs to go down before we finally see the mining shakeout we've all been waiting for. You gave up the farm for a while, damn. 8 sapphires and 4 red devils, damn. I love those red devils. Red devils are so nice. So are they sapphires, but not the pulses. I'm more into the blue nitros, or the nitro edition, or the blue nitros. Like hashtag miner for life. You know it. You know it. Even though my GPUs are not busy at work right now, I still have CPUs mining. Psh. I'm just trying to mine more economical right now until the market like is worthy of firing up. I'm planning on actually. I'm planning on bringing a computer to work. And enjoy some free power. I mean, who do they know that my computer is not on? You know, I've got a computer case, can house everything into. Uh, it should have enough room in there to put a GPU, put some GPUs up in there, and I should be able to make provisions to keep everything nice and cool, and be able to mine, and have a computer that I can still surf the web with, all the normal stuff that you would see any other computer running. So free power. Get some 3090s up in there. Maybe not 3090s. Maybe not. I don't know. I gotta take a look and see what I wanna do. So I want to bring something that's gonna be a heavy hitter if I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm trying to figure out how to open a small farm here. You need lots and lots of power. If you're trying to do a small farm and you can afford the rent on the place, try to find a place that has provisions of about 800 amps minimum. Has to be there, available, confirmed. Preferably your own place that you can buy that is provisioned with 800 amps of power. Anything short of that, you're going to find out 400 to 600 amps you will utilize very quickly. Deadwood, I'm still mining with, well, I was mining with 1070s up until just as of recently. Crypto paper route. Once it hits 25K, we buy. We flashed down below that already. We went down to 24,724. And I would say that we're probably pretty close on getting back into that 25K marker too. Like, welcome to crypto. Heck yeah. So, anybody else got any other awesome comments or questions before I head up out of here? Anything at all. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of people, Deadwood. So during the next bull run, you sell that stuff off, get some more efficient hardware, and you're back in the game. But, yep. Everybody, thank you for everyone for being here. All that good stuff. You all rock. You guys are the true crypto OGs over here, guys. Yo, thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. If you're new here and you made it this far, certainly smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. If you haven't done so already, got links down below. Join the Discord. Free links down below. If you want to sit there, get some behind the scenes knowledge, and be able to get some one-on-one help with me if you're having any kind of rig problems like that, think about joining the Patreon. Links down below too. Got different little tiers on there for if you guys want to support what I do here. I was also thinking about maybe even firing up a my old little Shopify store and all that good stuff. Sit there, have some shirts for sale. I used to sit there and design my own stuff. It was pretty cool, but it was before I really had a following, so it didn't. I like sidelined that for a little while. If you guys would like some awesome swag from me, let me know. Even if it's like later on, drop comments down in the comments section down below if you want. If you guys actually are interested in any kind of crypto gear, designed by but definitely, if you guys are interested in it, let me know. I've kicked around the idea of setting back up my Shopify. I haven't fully pulled the trigger on that because, I don't know if anybody's interested. Really, if I got enough interest in it, it makes sense to sit there and have the gear. But if I don't have the interest in it, and I would do some pretty funny memings on shirts too. Only if you guys are interested, It costs money to have that stuff open, and if everybody's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna buy one shirt," it's kind of hard to do the setting up the store like that. But eventually, I'd like to if there's enough interest with enough people. So, with all that being said, it's make a sticker that looks like a Hot Wheels logo but says Wheels. Oh, that's too much, dude. Too funny, Crypto Paper. Too funny. Hardware, fat, money, poor. Definitely buying a couple of months. Nice. We'll see how it goes. So, with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage. And may your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll definitely see you on the next one. Peace.